Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Chris Hopkins, and this is your best life defined. Did you say I threw in there ultimate success? You throw ultimate in the title of anything, and people expect a lot from you. They're like, okay, bring it, right? All right, I'll bring it. 3 steps. 3 steps that will change your life. Oh, that sounds like an infomercial, doesn't it? Well, it kind of is. 3 steps, 3 things you can do that will guarantee success in anything you choose to do. And guess what? What's cool about it is they're the same 3 steps that rich people use. That guy who has millions of dollars, 3 steps. Famous rock stars, famous fighters. What I don't doesn't even matter what discipline we look at. 3 steps. Want to know what they are? I bet you do. They're the same steps I'm using here, right? What happens with this podcast every day? I said 365 podcasts in 365 days, right? Ultimate success. What's my ultimate success? My ultimate success is for me to hit 365 because that's a liberating moment for me. If nothing else, I could stop doing podcasts and I could write a book on how to do 365 podcasts in 365 days. That's the title of a book, right? There you go. Let's do this. And what's cool is I can tell the story because I lived it, right? I can tell the story because I said 365 days ago, I got this wild, crazy idea in my head that I was going to make my life better by working my butt off. And what happened? I made my life better by working my butt off. It was cool. Cool. Ultimate success. I'll get there. Don't worry about that. I'll get there. But how do you do that? How does it work? How did Oprah Winfrey build the empire she did? How did Will Smith manage to skyrocket to where he is now? I mean, at the pinnacle of his career, he's a rock star. He still is. He's exceeded anything I've ever accomplished in his area of discipline. I certainly don't have millions of dollars or own a mansion in California, right? 3 steps. That's how he got there. 3 steps. Doesn't matter who you look at. Doesn't matter anyone in any discipline. You ready for it? 3 steps. Pick it, do it, evaluate it. Pick it, do it, evaluate it. If you want to take your life in any direction, if you want to achieve any goal, you pick it. I picked a podcast. 314 days ago, I picked a podcast. I said, you know what? I'm going to do this. My first podcast. It'll be one of 365 at least. I sat back and I said, well, okay, how do I do that? Well, there's some skills. I learned some stuff. If you go back and listen to my early podcasts, the sound quality sucks. There's so many things wrong with it. Not that this is better. It has improved, though. But I made a list of things I needed to accomplish. One of the things I needed to accomplish, I needed to show up every day and do a podcast. I needed to show up every day and have a podcast prepared that I can produce and that I can get ready and then I can submit so I accomplish my goal. And then the third thing I need to do is I need to evaluate if there's a better way to do it. If I've come in closer to accomplish my goal, am I doing what I'm doing? Is what I'm doing going to achieve my goal? And you make adjustments. Now I'm kind of OCD, so I'm always kind of changing things up, doing a little this, doing a little that, because I want to give you the best experience possible. Not for any other reason except for that if you stay with me, if you continue to listen to what I have to say because it's easy to listen to because you enjoy what you're hearing, then guess what? There's a good chance that my dream will be fulfilled. And that is that you will wake up one day and your life will be better because of some tidbit, some bit of information that I chose to share with you here. Ultimate success? Same process. Let's see, my dream is to help the world change their life, change their thinking, become, unchain themselves from this life we've created based on debt and obligation. The whole loss of individual identity to where we spend so much time trying to be like people we see that we forget who we are, right? 3 steps to ultimate success. You pick it. Take action on it. Evaluate it. It's pretty easy, huh? Not exactly. Here's where the problem comes in. When you step up and you say, okay, all right, Chris, I see what you're saying. This is right. All right, so this is my goal. And let's just pick a hypothetical goal, all right, just so we know. Let's say that you put on some weight and you're wanting to get back in shape, maybe for whatever reason. I mean, you find your own motivations, you build your own story around that. How do you make that happen to the point that it just becomes part of what you do? Because that's where we fail. We fail in our consistency. Everybody on January 1st says, hey, this is what I'm going to do now. And then not everyone accomplishes that. In fact, most people who set that goal don't actually have the skill set to accomplish it. If you're wanting to affect change in your life, you have to have the endurance to ride that train out long enough for you to actually build it into a habit and stop even considering anything beyond the fact that it's just something you have to do. You don't the option to get up in the morning and shower is not, it's not something you debate, or to get dressed. That's not something most people debate. It's like, okay, I have to get up and get dressed. And of course I have to brush my teeth. Most people brush their teeth. It's a given. It's a if there's a no, it's a no-brainer, right? In order for you to build the endurance to execute these 3 steps, pick it, take action on it, and evaluate it. You have to start that process. And that's the most painful part. That's the most difficult part about this whole thing, is that it's hard to get that thing started. It's hard to get that ball rolling down the road. And then, of course, that comes into the story. Build a great story or have previous wins. In my case, I have a ton of wins. I've done a lot of crazy stuff. I've set a lot of goals that most people wouldn't go after, and I've achieved those goals. So I understand the process of winning, and I'm inspired because there's not a lot of doubt in me about what I'm able to do. I don't have any doubt about the podcast or its possible success. I know I have to ride this train out, and if I'm going to be successful, I have to plan it out, and I have to continue to show up. I have to take those 3 steps every day, whether I want to or not. And at this point, I don't even think about it. It's just what I do, right? If you want to win at this game of success, you have to just stick with it. And this is where a lot of people fail. We are not geared towards endurance. I look back at my childhood, and there was times when I thought, oh my God, why me? But I survived it, so I sit back now and I look at it and I think, yeah, okay. Well, it taught me something. It taught me that life sucks. It's hard. And no one's going to save you. No one's going to come in and say, hey, listen, let me do it for you. So there's a point when you have to grab a hold of it and say, okay, I'm going to change this. The other side of this that causes us to fail, though, it's not just about the 3 steps, but it's about having the ability to be honest with ourselves about who we really are and what we really feel about the things we have and the things we do, the life we're able to experience, right? If you're not honest, if you keep telling yourself how great your life is, but there are things that you feel like you're missing out on, or you wake up angry, or you're drinking too much, or you just wake up in the morning and you think to yourself, God, I wish the day was done. That's a pretty damn good indicator that maybe you're lying to yourself. And as long as you do that, you will never take action. Except for there's another way that we will affect change. It's one, either pick something that's so motivational that you can get behind and just continually do, or the other issue is when life hands you something and forces you to change. I'm over there. I've got a 3rd child on the way. I'm making no money working construction, barely enough to get by. We're getting welfare and commodity cheese, and we're living barely on the edge, right? And I'm thinking, we're starving here. We're starving, and I had to do something. There was just no choice. Life handed me. I had gotten to a point where I was like, either I make a move or I fail completely, and this is my life, right? So I changed. I said, okay, I'm going to go back to school. It's going to suck. I'm adding something to my life. That's that live your best life math, adding something to my life, and it sucks. And you endure it and you do it, and pretty soon, guess what? Eventually, that goal you're working towards, it happens. But the process was the same. I didn't want to go to school after working 8 or traveling, being on the road away from home 10 hours and working 8 hours pouring concrete, come home and then go off to college until 10 o'clock at night. I didn't want to. But I picked it because the goal was to change my career. The goal was to gain that which I was lacking, to take my life, to bring my life up to the next level, to a level it hasn't been at, right? I take that action. Okay, I pick it, I take that action, and I evaluate it. And the evaluation in that situation comes into trying to make it as easy as we can. So in that case, what happened was I would come into town because we were on the other side of town and I came in just in time to get to class. One of the adjustments we had to make was my wife had to meet me with the kids in the van. She would bring me a washcloth so I could clean up because I was a construction worker. I was dirty. She'd bring me some dinner and a soda. I'd get to say hi to them, and then there I'd go. 4 o'clock, bam. Hit the door at the college. I wouldn't get home until 10. And I'd have to stay up, and I'd have to study till 11 o'clock some nights. 12 o'clock, I'd record. This is a little trick. I would actually record the lesson plans and the things I was studying on a recorder so I could listen to them on the way to work, so that I would have the recall. That's what you talk about when you ingenuity, when you talk about the steps you can take to achieve your goal. And then I would evaluate the process, and I continued that process, and guess what? It saved me. We escaped. Ultimate success. Ultimate success is about saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do now. And then looking back and saying, yep, all right, we did that. What's next? What's next? Ultimate success, right? I don't know. It's up to you guys. It's up to you. I'm going to show up every day and I'm going to keep talking about it. And like I said, I'm really excited because the numbers are coming up. People are starting to listen. I'm starting to make a little noise, and I'm not sure if it's empathy or what it is, but I'm not going away. I'm going to work this thing until I finally formulate a message that you can understand or that you can get behind or that can motivate you to wake up one day and say, damn, I can't, we started and we did it and it sucked and we did it and it sucked and it wasn't any fun. And now look at where we're at, right? And it feels great, and that's what we need. That is the ticket right there. When you can get that and generate that feeling within yourself, guess what happens? You win. And getting that win, there's a bunch of fuel in your tank after you win. Right now, the numbers are up on my podcast. I look at them, I'm like, yeah, it feels good. Thank you guys again. I really appreciate what you do every day. 3 steps to success. Pick it, take action on it, revise it. Pick it, take action on it, and revise it. If you haven't done it, today's the day to do it. If you haven't done it, ask yourself, why am I not moving forward on something? Why am I not moving forward on something that will change my life, will give me access to something I love? And it could be something simple. Maybe you do need to go fishing more. Maybe you do need to barbecue more. It doesn't matter to me what you do. It's your story. And part of it is breaking away from all the excuses and all the reasons why you don't, and start finding reasons why you should. So anyway, hey, listen, I really appreciate you showing up. Thank you. Thank you for the support. It feels great. I feel validated. I can't wait. I don't know where it's going, but I'm glad that you're coming along with me. Let's not forget about the kindness. Let's not forget about how much better the world is when we look at other people with an appreciative heart, with the feeling of true gratitude that we have this opportunity to change something about our life, okay? And as always, just remember, today's your day. Make it a good one.